So, Michelle.
So, David.
Well, look, there was something that happened at the end of last year. We completely forgot about it.
Yes, but you know what? I've been too busy catching up on all that watching.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but it's
All this homework.
Little quick one. It's not home. It's not homework. It's just a refresher. We're probably going to revisit this during the year.
Okay, so what did we miss?
On the 7th of December, 2022, there were 2 coups.
2?
2. Count them. 2. There was one in Germany. Well, attempted coups, not coups.
Okay. Not cuckoo?
Actually, the German one was pretty cuckoo.
Okay.
All right, so the German one, there was an attempted coup. It was broken up. The intelligence services were on it.
Yeah.
They raided something like 300 premises, 150 premises or something, found weapons everywhere, the whole ball away. This is full on.
Yeah.
It was being headed by Prince Friedrich XIII Rus.
Okay.
Right, he's an ex-prince. Right, well, he's a prince. He's a German prince. I'm going to do the rest of it.
Okay, I'm like, why are you talking
So
about
he's
this?
a German prince
who
decided that the German government was wrong and they needed to go back to the monarchy. With him at the helm. Now, his nephew, Prince Frederick XIV, right, who lives in Austria and wants nothing to do this with. Yeah, he's a bit of a ratbag and a bit crazy, so we're really sorry about this.
Yeah.
Basically, this guy started organising a coup, but he had members of the Special Forces Command, ex-members of the Special Forces Command in the German army. He had police, he had judges all working with him. They were called the Reichsbürgers, citizens
sounds
of the
tasty.
Yeah, Reichsbürger, please. Yes, no, just barbecue sauce. And a little bit of mayo. Right.
Yes.
So 25 of these guys were arrested.
Yeah.
Right? So this is coup number 1 on the 7th of December. Now, the interesting thing about it was it's suddenly shown there's a massive, massive hole. Like there's a lot going on in the German military and German government that they're not sure of. A lot of right-wing influence.
There's a lot of right-wing stuff going on.
And there's a lot of crazy right-wing over there. In fact, this is a little factoid for you. Did you know that Germany, after America, is the number 1 QAnon location? Probably followed by Australia.
Well, I don't know. Italy would be up there as well.
Italy would go there right now, but they were very much along the lines of, they linked in with the COVID guys, the anti-COVID people during that, and also QAnon. So these Reichsbürgers were going to they were going to go in there, take over Parliament, arrest and kill everyone that resisted, and they'd have the soldiers out the front to stop anyone from going in. Whether that would have worked?
No, I doubt it. Yeah.
I don't think so. They asked Russia for help, to which Russia went, "We know nothing to do with us, too busy blowing up Ukraine.
Yeah,
we don't want to do nothing for you, we just switch off your gas."
Yeah.
Right, so there was that one. The other one, and that's a very right-wing coup. Yeah. Here's another one. You want to go for the left-wing coup?
I love a left-wing coup.
Same day, Peru.
So is this a cuckoo?
Yeah, cuckoo. No. This is an interesting coup, actually.
Okay.
It was President Pedro Castillo.
Yeah.
Right. So he was a school teacher.
Yep.
Very left wing, and he became president. Now there's been a woman, Keiko Fujimori. Her father was the president of Peru. Yes, Japanese name, but Peruvian citizens. Keiko Fujimori, who's a very right wing person, has tried 3 times to be president. She lost to this guy, lost to Castillo, but the right wing took over the parliament. So essentially, he was trying to run a government with a parliament that was, the Congress as they call it, was extremely anti-him. So they did everything to obstruct him. And
it's kind of like when the Democrats are in charge and the Republicans take the House.
There's going to be a lot of impeachment investigations. So they tried it. The one thing in the Peruvian constitution is moral incapacity.
What's moral incapacity?
Exactly. Right. Moral incapacity is what we decide we're going to make moral incapacity. Okay. So basically they tried to impeach him on moral incapacity. They tried to impeach him on corruption. They tried to impeach him on any number of things until it got to the point where Castillo couldn't get anything done. So he was going to set up an emergency government and dissolve Congress.
Right.
So he tried to dissolve Congress. Congress voted to have him removed because they were all right-wingers that went, no, this isn't going to happen. He attempted to flee to Mexico, and the Peruvian intelligence service was no doubt bugging his phone. He was arrested, and he's now in prison. The interesting thing about both of these coups, both of the guys running the coups arrested pretty much the same day.
Okay.
Boom, you're done.
Yep.
Right, where you're right. Compare that to the coup, as people like to call it, that happened on January 6th.
Yeah.
They're still trying to work out who they're going to arrest. I mean, the people that ran around screaming and pooing in like Nancy Pelosi's office, they've gotten busted, but the organisers are still floating around free, which is
Trump.
Trump. Yeah.
Junior. Donald Jr. Donald Jr.
Yeah, Donald Jr. And what's the other son? I can't even remember his name.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Dad, why don't you love me? Right. So that's something that was a really interesting end to 2022 was the fact that there were these coups, which I think not so much the Peruvian one. I think the Peru one, it's going to go back to business as usual with the right-wing government in Peru. But the German one has revealed a lot of holes.
But I feel like Germany, we knew that about Germany. There was a lot of, particularly with opposing governments, they had a lot of right-wing conservative.
Yeah, oh, definitely. They had a lot of that going on. But the interesting thing is it turns out they've been losing a lot of weaponry. Like a lot of military weapons have sort of like been going disappearing.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really knew just how deep the right wing had dug into, particularly things like the special forces over there. That's a really, really big problem because if the right wing right-wing extremism starts to surge, your counter-terrorist sort of, your physical guys, the guys that actually will go out there and run the ops against it.
Yeah.
If they're right-wing sympathisers, you're going to have a difficult time to get them to actually do the job. So it was an interesting end to the year, but also right-wing coup, left-wing coup. Is there really a difference?
Well, I mean, in my mind, left and right are both as crazy as each other.
Oh, they're all batshit mad.
Yeah.
Chance of a coup in Australia?
Well, I don't know. Like, we did have that pretty devastating shooting of those cops last year
that was bad.
Queensland.
Yeah,
and we did see that the brothers were, into some anti-authoritarian conspiracy theories.
Exactly. And that's something that's been coming out of the ASIO reports of the last few years, and there should be one due very soon.
And there was even recently, just before that, there was one in South Australia as well where they raided a farm and there was a lot of militia and guns and stuff. So this is kind of popping up more and more in Australia.
There's
We're seeing a lot
extremism,
of right-wing extremism.
Right-wing extremism, left-wing extremism, you better have your solar panels up or we're going to...
Oh, whatever.
We're going to yell at you.
I don't know. I sometimes feel like the left-wing can be just as divisive and just as crazy.
Can be just as divisive, just as crazy, but they don't seem to be as violent at the moment, which, I mean, other than you...
No, they just like to throw paint on...
Yeah, which, again,
things.
The whole throwing paint... Guys, it's... You know what? I had the great pleasure of going and doing the Van Gogh experience, which I love a good bit of Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Right. So the great thing about that was it's like you go in there and it's like, we understand your feelings. I do. I sympathise entirely. But the problem being you're not doing your cause any good.
Well, especially when that woman got, 15 months jail for stopping traffic on the Harbour Bridge for 25 minutes.
Yeah, when generally you can do that with a flat tyre anyway.
I know, I was going to say.
It's like, why didn't they just have the van just pull up like it is when you break down on the bridge? With a flat. I've broken down on one place you do not want to break down.
No.
The Domain Tunnel.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's the pits. And it actually made me believe that maybe there is a guide because this white van, my little...
No, they come and they sort you out real quick.
No. This white van pulled up and this guy got out wearing all white, popped the back of the boot.
Yeah.
And he came through the boot with a rope and he went, petrol? And I went, yeah, I ran out of petrol. And he tied it to the tow bar, tied it to my bumper bar, pulled me out and there was a petrol station down at the Domain.
Yeah.
Right. Pulled me down there and he went, you always have half a tank of gas in your car, mate. Always have it. I went, yeah, what do I do to thank you? He went, just fill your tank and never let it go below half. And as he turned away, white van, dressed all in white, and his name tag was Christian. And I went, oh, it's an angel.
Oh,
I was saved by an angel.
It's like a car angel.
It's a car angel. Right. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, coups are happening still.
Yeah.
And keep an eye on it because you know what? 2023, who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who?
Not me.